Where's the charcoal?
Hello, couch potatoes. Welcome to another episode of On the Sofa with your girl, me, Lil Sonya. And I have in the studio with me today, Miss Trinity of Chicago, Illinois, and my girl back again, Miss Candace Dizzle the Dime, right
What's
here in
happening?
Vegas. Hey, ladies.
What's up? What's up?
Oh,
You ready to get it cracking?
Let's do it.
let's
All
go.
right. Well, before we get it cracking, I just want to say a shout out to all my women who's tuning in or who will be tuning in at a later time. Happy National Women's Day to all my women. Today, special episode, we're going to be talking about women of hip hop history and the current rap battles. So, ladies, I don't know if you've had a chance to check me out. Candace, you've been on my sofa. Trinity, I don't
That's
know if you had a
right.
chance to check out any shows. I normally ask you to pick a number, but today, because it's a special show, I'm going to ask each of you, what age did you fall in love with hip hop?
Ooh.
I was pretty young, but
know.
that's because I have an older brother and an older sister. So I fell in love with music they listen to, like Don't Sweat the Technique and, stuff like that. So the beats and everything from like maybe like 4 or 5.
Probably for me, my memory is so bad. Maybe maybe about 12, maybe I would say. Maybe, yeah, about 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
What gave you that groove at 12? Who was it?
I can't really remember. It probably was the environment I was, people I was hanging with, like, other kids, maybe they were listening to it. To be honest, I just remember being like, I was a super duper yo-yo fan. So I just remember having my mother bought me that tape when I was little. Someone bought it for me. I can't remember. My sister was.
Who you telling your age? You said tape.
It was a tape. It was old. Yeah, I'm telling. I'm sorry. And my sister used to hate it because I used to play the hell out of it, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I would, and that was probably, I was definitely in grammar school. So I would say, about 12, 13, 14-ish in that area.
And it was Yo-Yo who did it for you. Dizzle, who did it for
Yo-Yo.
Queen Latifah really did it for me, and Naughty by Nature. Just the sounds of things I had never heard of because my parents were listening to the Stylistics and Lionel Richie and stuff and Michael Jackson. So that's what I was more accustomed to. And then I'd hear my brother and sister's music, and it was like, what's this? This is something new, like Sugar Hill Gang and all of that stuff. It was way different from that.
For me, it was Salt-N-Pepa and MC Lyte.
Yeah.
MC Lyte, Rock. That was it. That was the anthem.
Right.
It was my anthem. You couldn't stop me from playing that shit. You know what I'm saying? She went so hard. She went so hard as a female artist in a male-dominated industry.
The male-dominated.
Right.
She did.
So I want to talk about that too. Because when those women were coming out, it was all male. And that was who they were battling.
Right.
Exactly. It was
they were battling the men. And I said that to say because today they cutting each other at the throats.
Yeah, I mean it's gone very far from UNITY. It's very far removed from that. It's not a unity or a sisterhood like it should be. And I think when men do it and go at each other, that's a little bit different than when women do it, because women are going to be like going below the belt and shit that nobody knew about. I'm going to put it in this song, stuff like that. And that's just very sad.
And especially you as the artist, Dizzle, because you're a rap artist in the industry. I want to ask you ladies, where do you think female in rap went left? Where did the left turn come? Because it seems like everybody beefing. There's like no ladies first, no unity, like you said, no Salt-N-Pepa. Let's talk about sex and none of the good
like
shit.
You even remember Ladies Night with Little Kim and Missy and Left Eye. When they all could come together on a song and it was like a sisterhood, like they genuinely had love for each other. Now it's more like every man for themselves.
Yeah, I think it's social media that creates the beef and creates all the.
It's not even social media, because Little Kim and Foxy Brown was way before social media, and the industry caused that beef. The industry makes
But
it
was that
so you can
actual
only
beef
like one or the other.
or marketing?
That could be
Right.
it too.
Was Kim
Right.
and Foxy actual beef, or was it for marketing? Because it came and it faded away like
It really,
almost.
I was just gonna say they beef. I wouldn't even. Their beef was not even like a,
I think the people carry beefs longer than
Yeah,
they're
that's why I say
actually
social
have.
media. And that's why I say social media, because a lot of these artists that are beefing, a lot of it is created from their fan base and from from just
Right.
assumptions and insinuations, and just it's not really they're creating it on their own. They're starting to chitter chatter and, oh, she's talking about her, oh, she's talking about her, or I think it's pretty much it falls heavily on social media. I honestly do, because if you
Yeah.
look back and you think back at the beef that was going on between like Little Kim and Foxy, and that like Sonya said, that kind of fizzled out really quick.
Yeah.
It was in and out, and then even though I don't think they ever made amends either, though, but even
I
like
think we only see what we see. We don't know how they speak to each other behind closed doors.
well,
So
no,
they may have been like, I'm not even on you like that behind closed doors, but the
That's why
media are
I
gonna do what they
question
do.
the
she
authenticity of
mentions
their
it a
beef.
lot. Foxy does, because I follow her on Instagram, so they obviously still don't talk, because she's mentioned it like in insinuating terms. In other words, like she'll say something that kind of relates to, I was the shit back in the day, and that other female rapper, like I've definitely seen her on her page throwing shade still 40 some years later, however long it's been, not even 40 years, but I still see her. Not, I'm not going to necessarily say throwing shade, but she definitely acknowledges the beef and still acknowledges that there's still, I guess she
And
does.
some healing needs
Well,
to happen.
see, if that's the case, then it really didn't come and go as much as we think it did, as far as on media, like news outlets, magazines, stuff like that. That's not a thing anymore. But there's
No,
still some underlying issues there
definitely,
where there shouldn't be. They were the same but very different.
yeah,
Their sound was different, their look was different. So the beef could just be, a competitive thing of who's
could
the
be,
better MC, but they don't make it like that when they present
There's
it to
enough
us as
room on
beef.
the stage for the both of them.
yeah.
There's room on this day. There's room for everybody to eat.
Everybody,
It'd
yeah,
be like crabs in a barrel, though. You can't be doing better than me. Like, if I'm not doing it that good, I'll pull you down.
So
that's true.
where do you ladies think that? Okay, we already discussed the beef. You think the beef stems from social media. Dizzle, you think the beef stems from just being a competitive in a female nature, right?
And I was just gonna say, like Dime said, I think I do think it rests on social media, but also I think it also boils down to, I mean, then that could be like beef you have with regular people in your family, like somebody
Right.
else wants to be right, or I want to be the best, or I am the best, or you know what I mean. It could be that competitiveness.
Like
That,
Salt and Pepper, they went through their thing, and they
right,
were
Right.
duo. They went through their thing. I think it's just my
But
mama
I
used to
don't
say,
remember near
"They
one
got
of
to the
them
point where like
releasing. But I don't remember near one of them releasing diss tracks against the other.
no,
Like, if
what's
we
gonna
got a
happen?"
beef between us, is between us. It don't need to be for nobody else. And that's something I could respect more, because once you put somebody on Front Street like that, then you're dividing a fan base, and you're gonna have people team Salt, team Pepper, and it's dragged through the mud time.
yeah,
But that's where we are now. Really and truly, you got the body game, you got the bar,
Right.
yeah,
and they go hard.
I
baby,
mean, almost anybody's fan base really does go hard. Like, have you seen the Beehive? Like, the
Yeah,
people go hard.
that's what I'm saying.
they
I've
do.
never seen it like this, like from when we were growing up and back in our day.
Well, it wasn't that back in our day. Like, MC Light and Yo Yo and Queen Latifah, they would come together on stuff, on a track or something like that. There was a unity between them. Like, what's that? Whitney Houston's "I'm Every Woman." She got a bunch of different people, and it feels like a real sisterhood back then.
Well, I think
Now it's not like that.
we do have them now. Like, they do collaborate. I think it's more of, like you said, I think it's just the competitiveness. It's just, and I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna just say this, and y'all might not like
Yeah,
it,
go
but
ahead. Come on.
with these youngins, I'm gonna be honest. I think they really like, it's almost like, okay, and I'm not with the industry plants. I'm not, I don't believe in that. I really don't. But I do think that most people have this disdain for Nicki, or this, because she has reigned for so long and no one has ever really been able to
top her.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
see,
And I'm not
Cardi
saying
B came in
have music,
and
because they do have music that's good and people like it, and I like the other rappers. Not saying I don't, I do. But as far as numbers, as far as how much music you're selling, your downloads, lyricists, lyrically wise, they are not topping her. So it's like, I think that has a lot to do with
the
why
beat.
they continue a lot to clash, because people are, and that's good. I like it. I mean,
But
it's
see,
music for us.
it's I don't know. I love Nicki Minaj. I think she's great. She's a great lyricist. I think she's the better lyricist out of any of the female rappers that's out, and she writes it
Yes.
herself.
Right.
So that's very important. But I think on a personal level, like as a person, people don't like her as a person. People like Cardi B as a person. She's more of a personable girl.
I never understood when people say that. If you don't know someone, how can you like them?
How
Like,
can
you
you
don't
not
know
like
them.
Well,
How can
I'll
you
say
not
what they
like them or do
present,
like them? We don't even
what
know.
they what
Most
they
people,
present as their personality, because we don't know these people, but
right?
what they present as their personality, like when Nicki came out, I guess she was beefing with Kim, but when Cardi came out, she was embraced by all the other female rappers in a way that Nicki Minaj should be embraced by the female rappers, but it's always like, I'm
That's
better than you.
and that's because I think because Nicki has been dominating. Like when she
Well,
came
that's when
out,
she first came out, so she wasn't the
no, when
Nicki
she
Minaj she is now.
No, when she first came out, yes, she did. That first album did numbers. Her first album, she's actually now the only rapper to have the only female rapper to have three number one. Foxy held that record for the past 1-2 decades. Nicki
Mhm.
just broke it. So I think for me, in my view, I just think like a lot of the women, they just are a little afraid. Like for me right now, I think Cardi's afraid to drop the second album because she
intimidation,
feels like it's
intimidated by
gonna
that
flop.
boss energy. Yeah.
Absolutely. She feels
She
like
I
got
mean,
big.
but Cardi don't write her own stuff.
No,
It's
she
yeah.
very
doesn't.
different
You can
when you
tell
going up against a lyricist that
you heard it today.
when they got the credits out, it's their name mostly only. That's a very different thing.
She just released a snippet today of some new song. I guess she's dropping next week. The
Oh
very
yeah, yeah.
first line in that snippet is from Nicki Minaj's song Bomb Bomb off the new album. She just changed one word. She changed it to picking instead of decide. It's like me or you, who you think they're gonna decide? Pick. She said pick. Nicki said decide. And I'm just like, oh, come on, Cardi. Give me
But
something
see,
original. Give
But
me
see,
something
that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like when we talk about Nicki Minaj, she's just an all around better rapper than, like I said, most of the female artists out right now, because her
Cardi's talented.
cadence, her presentation, the way she writes, and it's her writing.
It's her
So
right.
when you got 5 different writers on your album for one song, 20
Yeah,
different,
right.
people on one song, and did you write any of that?
Any
Did
of
you like
I love it.
it's all fabricated. You don't have the mind for this. You're just basically acting. But for Nicki Minaj to actually write it and put it out the way it sounds and everything like that, that's genius stuff.
her wordplay is unmatched.
Disgusting. It's
Unmatched.
disgustingly good. It's really good.
Like the wordplay be like, did she just wait?
And at one point, Cardi received some backlash for some of her words. Didn't she say something about a monkey too?
Yeah.
Oh, she did. Yes, she
Yeah.
on Love and Hip Hop. Yes, she did say.
Yeah.
I forget what she called a monkey, or
Yeah.
tweeted it something about somebody looked like a monkey or
I
something.
think it was that one producer dude that she was messing with that had that girlfriend.
Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah. I don't remember his name.
But yeah, he's actually the one now. I think that's into it with Dream Doll. She's she's trying to rap, and I think she's trying to get out of some contract.
That's another person who underrated.
Gwyneth Productions. I forgot. He was on Love and Hip Hop.
Winning. Oh, you talking about DJ Self. That's not the guy I was talking about. I was talking about it was some other producer.
The first one she was beefing with the girl and stuff.
Right.
Who really put her like really helped her get on, like, because he was the one that really was helping her promote her music and put it
right.
out. I was watching Joe Budden's podcast, and he was like, it's the end of the female rap era after Cardi released the song last week. And I was like, no, don't say that. I
mean,
so.
I don't see
a lot of heat in the industry right now.
I mean, the big sexies. And I mean, don't get me wrong.
They're just underrated.
Don't get me wrong. The young kids, they like it. And, you know, I try my best to understand the young ones and the music they listen to. But big sexy, it's a big no for me.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh man, that's a good thing. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. You're not.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't listen to a lot of today's music because it all sounds the same to me. Like nobody has originality.
Right.
Like everybody's beat sounds the same. Their voice is the same. I'm like, who this? The Migos? Like everybody the Migos to me.
That's one thing that they always underrate Nicki on, like her versatility as far as her flow.
Yeah.
Right.
Change it. That flow.
Change it all the way up.
Female rappers, the flow is the same. Megan Thee Stallion, your flow is the same.
The same.
Cardi, your flow is the same.
But it's not just like it's the same for them.
She's a beautiful young lady.
But it's not just that they flow is the same on all their songs. They flow is the same as the other person. And that's where it get me fucked up because even Kim and Foxy was different. You could tell this a Foxy Brown song. This is a Lil Kim song.
Yes.
That originality.
Right. They don't have that no more. And they don't even strive for it. They want to sound like the next person.
Everything's so commercial. Everything's so commercial. All the beats sound the same. Everybody, I just want to.
Right.
I mean, it's just.
I was talking to somebody the other day about how rap was so much better when I was younger because Nelly was different from Ludacris and they were different from Wayne and they were different from Jay-Z. You know, everybody had their own style and that's far removed from everybody, it seems these days, from the men and the women. There's just no creativity there. It's like, as far as record labels are concerned, we want this sound. If you could give us this sound and you're going to do what we want you to do, you could be famous. Like.
Yeah. And I've heard that. I've heard that in different podcasts with different celebrity and artists. They'll tell you, you know, like the record labels will tell you, this is what you got to produce. The type of music we want you to produce. This is what we want to hear. This is the audience you need to address.
This
and
if you can't
do it,
like.
Yeah. And that don't even necessarily be being true to themselves because there's a lot of artists like that. Like Pink's first album was an R&B album, but she's not an R&B chick. And they wanted to kind of Tina Marie her. And that wasn't necessarily, you could love that music and that still not be your style. So I feel like with a lot of these female rappers, they come out, they got a good body on them, they cute. Let's Little Kim it out. Let's Nicki it out. Right. Because them colorful wigs and all that stuff, that wasn't Foxy style. That was Lil Kim style.
Right. Foxy.
And that's what everybody doing now. Like that's what you got to do to be somebody.
Yeah.
With knowing that how the industry influences the rest of the world, how do you feel about the influence now on our young girls?
It's not very different from when I was coming up, you know, Lil Kim talking about busting stuff open and, you know, all that stuff. It's just more of it because there's more people like her now. Before, like, like back then you had Lil Kim, you had Foxy, you had Trina, you had, who else? There was a Queen Pen, you know, you had Eve, you know, you had a bunch of different stuff going on. And everybody wasn't the same, but the message for the most part was the same.
Again, so bounce back this social media stuff. I'm just saying, like back when we was coming up, we didn't have videos with you know what I'm saying, the twerking and the booty drop. I mean,
that was after dark.
I had those though. I had those videos.
Definitely after dark.
It was after dark.
What we have now, it's almost like you know everything is being televised. It's being
publicized.
It's being, you know, videotaped. It's being, you know, everything has to have something to go with it.
But everybody wants the shock value, you know, like Sexy Red. I don't see a talent there, but
a lot of attention,
you know, I don't see a talent there in Sexy Red, but it's like the stuff she's saying is very vulgar. It's very raunchy, and that make you be like, what did she say? And you know, it's the shock value of it all. It's nuts.
They loving it though. They loving it.
They are loving it.
I'm not.
They love it. But
Glorilla, I can't. I can't. I haven't.
Oh yeah, you know, I would say I like Coily Ray.
I like Coy.
I like Coily Ray.
But you also have to know people have a background for this. Like her father has been in the industry. Even if he's not the greatest rapper, she's been around some of the greatest rappers and been able to, learn better than somebody who's just, let me get on the track and say some wild shit.
Oh, what about Remy?
Remy, I love her.
Yes.
I just really never listened to her music. I was never.
Really?
I'm not gonna say I've listened to a whole album, but Conceited still slaps. Okay, Conceited still slaps.
I haven't.
But
really,
at one point,
I
Ricky
mean,
was
only
trending.
thing is what was that song with her? Lean Back. Yeah,
Lean Back. Or I'm All the Way Up.
All the way up.
All the way up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But like if we're talking about stuff that's played on the radio, that's what I'll probably listen to or hear over. I'm gonna go and search out. She just had a song with Mary J. Blige that just came out, and that song is pretty good.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard it.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige. I think Mary J. Blige dropped that song on her birthday, and it's like a remix or whatever with her and Remy, and it's pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Before Remy, do you think that Remy's jail sentence played a lot in her decline?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
You can't spend that kind of time away from the game and come back and still hold the same title that you did, because so much has happened in that time. If you're not releasing music while you in there, you pretty much washed up when you come out. And the thing that saved her was Love and Hip Hop, because still being able to be seen so much and you see what she's doing and grinding, that's going to keep the people's interest, because otherwise, if it wasn't for Love and Hip Hop, I don't think she'd still be bumping like that.
No. Love and Hip Hop saved a lot of them.
Yeah. But Love and Hip Hop is not necessarily, Love and Hip Hop is a platform for people who don't got it no more, who don't got it or don't do it anymore, and people who want to be on. It's not necessarily a real figure that's still making, like, they don't got Busta Rhymes on there. Busta Rhymes still making music. They don't got like people like MC Light on there. They had Yo-Yo on there, and that was very brief. I think she did one season.
Jim Jones.
But Jim Jones is washed up. He had his time in the sun with Dipset, and now nobody's checking for Jim Jones right now.
Oh, excuse me.
I don't think nobody.
They did that. They were in like the first when they first started Love and Hip Hop. Yeah,
right. He was the first one. He was the first Love and Hip Hop. Him and Chrissy.
Yeah, they was like the very first.
Yeah, New York. They was the first season.
They had a long stint though.
That really don't do anything, and then also just to keep you relevant, to keep
right. Like Peter Gunn's biggest claim to fame is Deja Vu.
I never even heard of him until he got on Love and Hip Hop. Didn't even
really? You never heard Uptown Baby? Uptown Baby. We get down, baby.
I didn't realize that was his name. You know what I mean? Like who? Like
but see, then people get on a show like that, and it don't be for any of their musical talent. It be for the drama of their life.
Clearly.
Yeah. So.
And to collect that revenue.
Collect that check.
Right. But like for me watching that show, I know that even though Jocelyn Hernandez has her own thing going on Zeus, she's probably pretty burnt that she didn't end up Cardi B.
Well, she wasn't.
She thought she was gonna be though. She was messing with Stevie J, one of the hottest producers of the 90s. And she thought he was gonna make her this big star like Cardi B. Cardi B's the only one.
She believed that, like, because you really wasn't like.
I do think she believed that.
Serious, Jocelyn. Like,
I do think she believed that. If you ever watch her show, Jocelyn's Cabaret,
I actually went. My friend forced me to go to the Jocelyn's Cabaret when they came to Chicago. I went. Not gonna lie, I've been there, and I'm gonna tell you, she got a big fan. Like them people.
She got a big fan base, but she was on Love and Hip Hop for like 10, 15 years. So you're gonna have a fan base.
They was in line waiting on the Puerto Rican princess to come out back. I said, I can't believe y'all got me out here in this. This is crazy.
Big old pimping. Big old
man. Pimp. I'm telling you, if you listen to her music, because I watch the show, so it's on repeat in the show, her music, God. And it's complete trash. Like what are you talking about, girl? And then Jessica Dimepiece was on the show with her, and they both came from Florida. I think her music is better, but she's not as influential, I'll say, as Jocelyn, because Jocelyn is gutter butt a lot of the time. She's just ready for war for no reason, and people like that.
Her husband started having some babies,
right? And she still do her numbers, but it's not necessarily for music.
Right.
You know, she got like a show on a network or something like that right now. And that's cool, but that's not like Jocelyn wants to be doing that music thing. That's why she's still doing it.
That is a platform to promote her music because
Right.
I had her videos at the beginning of every episode.
I'm telling you. That's
I'll
how
be fast forwarding that. I don't want to see that.
I kept telling my friend, she like, it started at 9, we're going at 5. I said, why are we going at 5? She's like, we're gonna be there early. I said, the girl got 2 songs. She ain't even coming out at 9. She's gonna come out at 9:45. It's over at 10.
Or 11. Shit.
It was over at 10. I'm like, she don't have that. Her library is not, is 1, 2, 3.
She got music that she did with Stevie. And what is it called? Stingy with My Cootie Cat?
He sang 3 songs, I think, if I can remember. The birthday song, the new song that come on, and what's the other one?
Welcome to Vegas, baby.
Yes, yes.
The only stripper Stevie J put on and was a success is Eve.
Eve, yes. Yeah. But that Eve had a lyrical content about her, like, and it wasn't all sex driven. It was more like party music, or I'm gonna tell you what I'm on type of music, or even like Love Is Blind.
She was one of my favorites.
Yeah, Love Is Blind. Like she had Gangsta Lovin' with Alicia Keys, and you know she was able to do commercial shit, underground shit, and you know sexy shit that wasn't too raunchy and everything. Like she had such a air about her that nobody else had. She could do both, where it could be a MC like Queen Latifah situation and then switch it over to a Foxy Brown thing, and it was always respected because the lyrical content was good.
Yeah. Eve was a boss.
Eve it, man, and she did it right. She got her that billionaire. She ain't got to write another lyric.
So he had his baby.
I was say that Eve did it right.
And right. My microphone and gone over here to the UK and enjoy my life.
Right.
I don't blame her.
What about Brat?
Brat was nasty too back in the day. She was real good back in the day. Like every song I've ever heard her on, her flow was different. And she wasn't trying to be sexy. I think the one song she did was with Tyrese where she was trying to be sexy. And what do you like? Whole lot of blame right before you're getting started. Yeah.
Thick like that.
Right. And she pulled her hair out and everything and was fine.
Fine, and fine. Yeah.
Right.
About the Brat. Yeah, the Brat could rap. She was a good. She had some bars on her too.
But see, the way people make it seem now is that wasn't good or that doesn't still work. Like, that's outdated. That's old because everything got to be about having your booty open and doing a bunch of crazy shit.
To me, it's just like now with all of them, it's like everybody's rapping about this. I mean, because me, I'm the person, when your music comes out, first thing I'm looking at is the lyrics. I want to see what you're saying, right?
Right.
Go to the lyrics and look at what you're saying. And most of them is the same. It's like, oh, I got a Chanel bag. Oh, I got a Lambo. Oh, I got niggas riding down on me. Oh, I got niggas throwing money. Oh, I'm twerking. I'm on. That's it. Like that. I don't.
No positive messages anymore.
I mean, nothing to really spark a flame. Like I don't.
Well, I'll say as far as like for my musical content, I write a certain way because I want to be able to let my mama hear the music and not be like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, so I write more of in metaphors and innuendos and stuff like that, as opposed to coming straight out and be like, so we fucking, because I think that's just like, I mean, back in the day, they didn't have to put it in your face for you to know what was going down.
What was going on.
Right. So that's how I go about it. And most of my music is about like real life stuff for me, which is how I'm real fine and everybody on my line. And that's usually what it is. But I don't rap about stuff I don't know or care about. Like I don't care about bags. That don't impress me. I'm not moved by that. I don't need, if you're gonna give me $5,000, I'm spending it on way more than just one bag. So I don't care about that kind of stuff. But that's usually, hot girl summer and all of that stuff. That's usually what it is, how much money they got and how, they gonna do it to a nigga real good. And
how they gonna,
yeah.
But they don't talk about how them niggas do it to them real good.
I mean,
the girl just what's her name? Sexy Red just posted a video. Drake bought 4 Chanel bags.
4 Chanel bags, yep.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because, like, I mean, that's her friend. She's like, thanks to the homie.
I mean, it's
money.
It's weird to me that
princess, the ghetto princess of rap.
Like back in the day, you actually had to be of some substance for bigger Hollywood people to take notice of you.
Even take
And
notice.
now it's like as soon as you come out, if you get a certain amount of followers or a certain amount of views, they hitting you up. And it's like, is it really that easy? Because it used to be you really had to have talent and you really had to work to get that type of attention and accolades. Like Cardi B first album, she won a Grammy. Nicki Minaj never won at all. That doesn't make sense to me. It's a popularity contest that's not even about real shit.
Wrong person at the Grammy. She already said it. She said she did it when the last time she talked about it. She said she made the wrong person mad, and that what's his name ain't never won a Grammy. What's his face? What's his name? Oh God, they just was talking about
Jay-Z?
Not Jay-Z. Oh no, not Jay-Z. Dang, it's gonna come to me as we talk. I told y'all my memory is really bad. Man, what's the guy's name? It's too much, you know. I forget. Anyhow, it's a
pretty
few
bad that Nicki hasn't gotten a Grammy.
It's a few people that actually don't really like or don't plug the Grammys. A lot of those stars, like, about that. They're
so biased.
Very biased. Like a lot of times the winner is like, who? Why
did right? Like I've seen somebody win like Grammy of the Year or something like that for an audiobook.
I heard it. It was nice, but I do not think he should have won. Whatever he won, was it album of the year? Or,
but you know what? You know what? I feel like maybe we look at it differently because we don't know what type of white people be listening to whatever just won. You know, we might not like it. We might not be into it, but there's some white people in Iowa that's like, oh my God, get that shit on my tractor right now. That shit slaps.
But it's mostly celebrities that vote for the Grammys.
Right. They got they have the secret.
They have a secret. Yeah. Because I know Candy Burris was one of them. And I don't know.
They say yes. And they say initially it'd be like they start off with like 4 or 5 and they narrow it down, then it comes up to the next panel, and then that's the secret panel, and them the ones that vote. And she said sometimes it literally be like, who? John, Jane, Vicky. We go with Vicky. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's all political.
Well, I mean, that's just like the Oscars, you know. So I feel like, you know, that's why I still give Nicki a lot of credit, because sometimes taking a blow like that, like some new artist who really ain't on your level, taking the cake that you should have been got, like that could make you very discouraged. Where you're like, you know what, I made my money, fuck this, but she still keep going.
Let me finish this album and get this out, and that's
right. Let me get to work.
I salute her for that, because a lot of people that would have tore down your pride, your motivation.
Right. Because they had Cardi B breaking records that, this never been broke before, and it's like, for real, Nicki didn't do that, and they like, nope, she hit the most streaming, and it's like, for real, people is going that hard.
They be coming up with stuff, and I be like, I didn't know that was a record. Like,
nah, they probably just be making shit up, because they could tell us whatever they want, and we gotta believe it, because how would we know?
How would
they add fuel to the fire?
That's why I always go inside.
Damn well, Cardi B ain't out there, Nicki.
I always research. I'd be like, you know what? Let me look this up. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'll say for Cardi B, I'm a fan of Cardi B's story. I'm a fan of a rags to riches story. I'm not necessarily a fan of her, but I am a fan of her story. Absolutely. I would rather listen to Nicki over Cardi any day.
I actually watched that season, Love and Hip Hop, just because of Cardi, because I had been following her on Instagram before she even got on Love and Hip Hop. So when she got, I'm with you. I'm definitely a fan of her story, because I think she did great with that opportunity. That's what
right. She did her big one,
and was smart enough to detach herself from Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
Was smart enough not to even like, hey, I'm done. I did what I need to do.
Well, see, for me, it's like that's why I say Jocelyn probably thought she was going to be that, or wanted to be that, because Cardi B did like what, 2 seasons? She did 2 seasons and was gone. And it wasn't just I'm going, it's I'm going and I'm at the fucking Grammys. I'm going and I'm on the stage with Queen Latifah, Lil Kim, Remy Ma, like all of them embracing me. Like it was a big shot out of a cannon type of situation that changed her life.
Going to beg her to come back when she quit. See, that's what it was. And she realized, they were like, yeah.
She had already been on that show for like 5-10 years by then.
That's why she thought they were going to call her and to beg her to come back. Like, please don't leave. You know, they like, nope, we're good.
Yeah, like
We're
We
done.
don't need you.
We don't
But
need you.
that's why it's like, because when Jocelyn first came out and, she trying to do her music and she's gonna be, this big superstar, the Puerto Rican princess, she's still doing her numbers, but they're not Cardi B numbers. And I think that she thought that that's what it was gonna be for her.
She's much older than Cardi B, so that
She wasn't older at the time, though. At the time when Love and Hip Hop was first for her,
she's much older than Cardi when she started on that. Jocelyn is like what, 35?
She's 36 now.
Cardi's 25 years old. She's 10 years older than her. So even at that time on Cardi, yeah, 26.
But for what Jocelyn was on that show when she was like 22, 23. So
when she started, yeah.
But see, that's what I mean, because we can't really compare their ages against each other now. It got to be back then, because Cardi was maybe like 20, 18, 20.
She's a foreigner coming from another country. She wasn't even.
She's from Puerto Rico. That's not really a foreigner.
Well, that's where she grew up. What I'm saying is she grew up in the States. She's not from Puerto Rico.
She said she's the Puerto Rican princess. She said she was born in Puerto Rico.
Not Jocelyn.
Oh, Cardi.
Jocelyn, what I'm saying is she had just came to America. So she didn't have the same, probably, even though, like you said, Stevie J, but Stevie J, it was kind of washed up too. That's why.
But dig it, right? For her, and she didn't just come to the States. She was living in Florida. That's how she knew Jessica Dimepiece. That's why it's Lauderdale.
Right. She had been being a stripper in Puerto Rico, right?
Right. And then she came from Puerto Rico to Florida, and she was a stripper there. And for somebody who is not Americanized, because I don't know how they live or grow up in Puerto Rico, but I don't think they get exposed to the same exact things that we do. So for her to come over here and get in contact with Stevie J, and he's worked with Diddy. He's worked with Biggie. Oh my God, I'm about to blow up.
Do the math on that. That's what she should have did. How long ago did you work with?
She didn't know better. She thought she was gonna be the next Eve.
Like, well, who did you think he was gonna be? You thought it was gonna be like.
Well, he had a record on his wall of, because he produced Mariah Carey's Honey. So for her, you worked with these people and you got gold records and shit on your wall. You got to be able to do something for me. Like you have to. You're Stevie J. So for her, it was like meeting a fucking king or an emperor. You worked with all these amazing people. I get to have this type of access to you. You're going to work for me. Let's do this. I'm about to blow. And she didn't blow like she thought she was going to.
I don't think.
Well, but I think she has a story too, though. So. Yeah, and I think she has a story too, though, in itself. Jocelyn. And I think Jocelyn's story, as far as where she comes from, is probably way rougher than Cardi.
Way rougher than Cardi. Way rougher. That's why she's such a fighter now, because she had to do that for most of her life.
I'm pretty sure
that's how she got to the States.
Right.
Exactly. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm sure right now she's probably like, she never imagined that she would be where she is right now.
Right. Like, for her, this is a dream come true. And I'm not knocking it, because, she owns her show.
Working. I mean, even still, the music ain't really even.
No, the music is not good. It's more Jocelyn's personality that makes you watch.
That's getting exactly. It's her personality.
That's because she's been on a lot of different reality shows and stuff like that. So, it's her personality that people want to watch. And she's good looking. So that never hurts, because men and women gonna watch.
Absolutely. The cabaret is her niche.
Yeah, but that's her show. Like that, she's the producer, like the executive producer on that show, because she presented that to Zeus, like, let's do this, and they said yes. So can't nobody take that from her, that she's done her own thing and she's making her own music where she owns the rights to that music and everything, because it does its numbers. But as far as lyrical content, it's garbage. I don't even know what the fuck she's talking about half the time.
That's another thing I was gonna say. Even though I don't be understanding some of the stuff Cardi be saying either, but Jocelyn, it's a big language barrier there. Her English is still a lot broken. Broken. So it's like, what did she
see? And Cardi
a lot to do with her music.
What? It froze.
Your computer froze a little bit. Say that again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I said, do you think the language barrier has something to do with the success of her music?
No. Because mumble rap is a thing.
can't really. But here's the thing, and this is what I tell people a lot of time. Sometimes when they say it's mumble rapping, it's not really mumble rapping. Y'all just not listening. Because if you listen, you can hear exactly what they're saying. Only person I think that really mumble raps, and I like for me, Lil Baby, they say he a mumble rapper. I understand everything he's saying if you listen.
Well,
Even
see, I say
Kodak,
mumble rappers because they
don't laugh.
all
You
they
listen,
it seems they all across the board have that going for them. Like, like
where they're
you
from.
could pay attention and listen to that, but the first initial hearing of that sounds like garbage. Like, what are you
But
talking
they're
about?
also a lot of them are from like the South. So you got to
Right.
That's
those
true.
accents, those heavy accents, as far as which part of the is different
Yeah,
areas.
deep south is
Yeah,
going to be a
Lil
deep,
Wayne,
more
he's
southern
not from
drawl than
exactly,
a big popping town that everybody go to.
exactly. So I think for Jocelyn, I think like I'm not saying if you could understand her, she probably would have sold her music more.
No,
But
it's still horrible
me,
because I got the
I
caption
just
on
don't
my
understand the
TV.
words she's saying. So I just like click, flip. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're
I'll
saying.
say this: when the show comes on, I listen to it first. I listen to the song first, and then after that, I'm done with it. Like it's not
I just
something I
don't
would put on my playlist.
That's all I know. I don't know nothing else. I don't know nothing else. I don't understand a word she's saying. So I don't.
But even if you know all the words, it just is a stupid song sometimes. Like do it like it's my B day, and the shit she be saying like I'm not like I'm
No.
not tripping on you. Basically, do it what you do, but still like come get naked with me. Like
But
what?
a lot of people today, though, they don't appreciate. They really not appreciating rap because a lot of times, like even with Cardi's music, like Cardi can't rap. To me, it sounds like ABC, like
Like Cat in the Hat.
yeah. But the beats be super cold.
Yes.
But
So
that's not her. That has nothing to do with her.
I know that's what I'm saying. So it's like technically, I'm only listening to it because I like the beat.
You
You know
like what the
what I'm
producer
saying?
did.
But I'm
But
not. It's
and
not.
a lot of these people don't even perform live. They don't even perform live. Like when I've gone to open mics and stuff like that, if I don't have, they don't have the setup that I need, then yeah, I'm gonna do it to the track and we're gonna bust it out. But that's not the professional way to do it. You're only supposed to have the music and maybe the background, and you're supposed to be the one up there going. And now it's all background track. It's like you could just stop singing and stop talking in the middle of your shit and it's still going. That's a Milli Vanilli to me. Like
Y'all know who we forget?
Who?
And I gotta mention her this
Lady of Rage.
We went to school together. Shauna.
Oh, yup.
Shauna was a good rapper too.
Yep.
Wow.
The lyrical content.
She didn't get enough publicity to me, I don't think. Maybe.
No,
we used
because
to be in school and she'd be in the lunchroom and she just freestyle off the top of the dome and just go.
but see, that's the thing. It's like when you part of a ensemble, you're not gonna get the shine you're supposed to because the main character, like Ludacris, was disturbing the peace, and she was part of that. So anybody else is not going to get the shine Ludacris getting unless he's putting them on their song. So if they drop an album, it's not doing the numbers that even his album did. So now you dropped.
Yeah, she was underrated, and she didn't get the
very underrated
publicity that she needed.
Very underrated. I would have loved to see more from her.
Yeah,
but the time that we're in, people could do their own thing. People could, what, fuck it, I don't need a label. I'm just gonna make these videos and do my thing. And they just kind of don't. They just let that whole window of opportunity pass them by. Like fuck it, because that could be the thing that now you're making your own album on your own and you're doing numbers. Because people still have a fan base. If you had one then, people would like to hear it now. The only person that I'll say that has a fan base and it's just one song is Kaya.
Oh, my neck.
Talk so
my
much,
back. My pussy and my
What?
roasting people, roasting them. Like
that's all she's famous for now.
Last year.
She's been roasting everybody, and it's like, bitch, you're toasted. How are you roasting anyone? Like you're toast.
She reads the room like nobody's business. Okay,
but then she need to do something like get her own show, because if you're gonna go against talking about people about music, your music didn't bubble like you wanted it to, so you can't really do that.
Podcast. This is what she be doing it on her show, her podcast.
She got a podcast.
She when I seen her doing it, she didn't have a podcast. She was just like sitting in her house talking a bunch of shit.
Yeah, that's her podcast. She show it all the time, and she'll the court bringing
T.S. Madison.
Yes,
T.S. Madison, the Queen's Court. That's
the
what it's
Queen's
called.
Court. That's what, yes. Yes.
I am bewildered.
They're the ones that gave me the inspiration to do this shit.
Yes, the Queen's Court. I'm like, she's been doing it for a while now.
That's what I mean. Because when I seen it, I think she was talking about Beyonce or something, and this was years ago. And it was like
about Toya, Tiny, Candy Burris.
Everybody.
Oh my gosh.
They don't hold nothing back. Nothing.
No.
They lets it ride.
Is she on there with other people?
She was on there with T.S. Madison, but they fell out. Now she's doing it herself.
Oh, fell out. I didn't know.
Yeah, they fell out.
I mean,
well, she's still doing it because I saw her do it the other day.
Yeah, she's still doing it. She's doing it at her house now.
You know, people like that goes back to, you know, people loving drama and stuff like that. They would love to watch stuff like that. That is very entertaining for gossip and stuff like that. But that's not a talent. Like talking shit is not a talent.
No, that's gossip.
I was just about to say it's paying though. The drama.
It is paying. It is paying because I mean, Wendy Williams made her career off talking shit.
Shout out to Wendy Williams.
Shout out to Wendy Williams. We rooting for you, Wendy.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Yes,
exactly.
But I heard that the courts are thinking about giving her husband.
No, they denied it. I just read it.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
I mean,
did you see the documentary that's supposed to come out for Lifetime?
I didn't watch it. I don't want to watch
it. It didn't come out yet. They trying to not get it released.
No, I just watched it.
No, it did come out.
No, that's an old one. That's an old one because the new one is like a lot. It's more up to date. So the one that's on Hulu right now is old. That was like a couple years old.
It's a Lifetime.
Lifetime is on Hulu.
Well, I watched it on something.
Lifetime ain't on Lifetime no more. Wait.
I mean, you know, with these streaming platforms, you got a little bit of everything, Peacock and all that stuff. Everybody do everything. I'm sure Lifetime has their own like channel, but it's on Hulu.
I thought they released it though because everybody been talking about it. Like
I seen the trailer. I seen the trailer for it, and then it was talking about how her son did not want it to air because he did not feel like people were gonna. Yeah, he didn't want people to be talking about his mother because she's in like a real bad way.
We saw her.
Yeah, they released it.
They did release it. I got to go see because
her family is suing them because of it.
I think they released it. Was it last weekend or weekend before last? Last week, yeah. It was. That's why everybody's talking about it. Like, I can't wait for part two.
I haven't seen anybody talking about it on none of the social media. I haven't seen nobody talking about it. I didn't see.
You will cry.
That's what they said. That's why I don't want to watch it.
You will cry. When they say that Wendy is possibly going through dementia, strong possibility based on this series. Strong.
I mean, just from the trailer, I saw like in her eyes is gone. You know, it's like she still got pieces of herself, but for the most part, gone. And that's just the trailer.
Made me just turn away from it. It was a part, and I don't want to tell you everything, but there was a part in the series, and I don't remember what episode it was. Wendy wanted her vape, and she made them circle around her old studio like 3 or 4 times, telling them they were going the wrong way, they were getting the wrong vape. She was cussing them out, talking to them real nasty. And they're not used to that Wendy. They said they're not used to that Wendy.
I saw that clip where she told the assistant, whoever the girl is.
Oh yeah, that she fat. She needs to lose weight.
Fat. You need to go get lipo and make sure you wear something that makes you look fat. I said, what? Then they saw the clip with the niece, and the niece didn't like her. Didn't like that whoever that lady, the advertiser, the publicist, whoever she is, and she was like, "Hi, this is my niece." And the niece looked at her, and she looked back at Wendy, and she was like, "I'll be back." And she got up and got her stuff and walked out.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to watch it. I don't want to watch that.
It's heart wrenching. I heard Wendy was definitely a boss. I mean,
I mean, just the biopic about her that was on Lifetime was really good.
People they made in charge. It's like, who's stealing from her? Is it the family or is it the people that? Because the family say the people shouldn't be in charge. The people like they just put us in charge because they say y'all can't keep in. I mean, y'all.
Well, so the movie that I saw, it was produced by Lifetime too, and it was like once her and her husband got divorced, he stopped managing the money. Like he was like her manager in a sense. And so once they was getting divorced and everything, she transferred over everything he was doing to somebody else. So I'm pretty sure he stole his fair share of money because he bought some bitch a house. He bought some bitch a house and she found out about it. And that's what kind of led up to their divorce. So I'm pretty sure he stole his fair share of money. And then when she transferred it to other people, they're skimming off the top. So everybody got their hands in her pots.
Well, Wells Fargo has the money. And
are they holding it?
Yep.
Yes. And it's said because her son ran up over $100,000 in Uber deliveries.
But the nephew was like, I saw this excerpt where the nephew said, Wendy spent more than that on the birthday the year before that. So that ain't nothing new. But
I mean, if you got it to spend, that's not a big deal. But if you really don't got it, then that's like bankruptcy.
Jump in and just take your shit and say, okay, we're going to be the guardian over we're going to hold your shit in a state.
That's probably because somebody petitioned the court. The bank usually would not do something like that unless somebody petitioned the court and say, look at what they're spending and how fast they're spending it. They're not in their own mental capacities to do this. So they need somebody to step in. And if a judge hasn't appointed anybody, then they're going to hold it up.
Wow.
So sad.
It's so sad.
It is pretty sad.
That was the hip hop reporter, baby. That was
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
There'll never be another like her.
You know
no.
what I'm saying? That was the hip hop reporter.
Well, now she's trying to do podcasting.
Right.
I don't think that's going to work out.
I think that's going to
Wendy needs to heal before she can.
Right. But you know, with a personality like that, where you've been get up and go for so many years of your life, it's hard to sit down. It's hard to take a back seat to that. You trying to figure out what's the next play.
She said, I miss my people.
Right. She used to be in front of a live studio audience 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So that's got to be incredibly hard to be sitting at home all day watching other talk shows when you had your own.
When she passed out that day on her show, I knew something was wrong there. At that point, I was like, yeah, we about seeing the end of Wendy.
Yeah, I thought maybe she took some bad drugs or something.
I knew something like something ain't right. It's just I used to see it in her eyes.
Right. But those are the eyes she has now.
Yes.
You know, on that trailer, because I didn't see the show. So
eyes are sunken in.
They're sunken in and popping out.
And popping out.
You know, they're like this big, but they're deep set. You know, so and I don't know that alcohol does that to people. So it's not just that she would be an alcoholic.
They say the dementia is alcohol induced. That's what they call it.
Alcohol. Yeah, I could believe that.
And she's still like wants the alcohol, they won't give it to her. They have them make, like the virgin drinks for her, and she doesn't know the difference. That's how you know this is gone. Yeah. She doesn't know the difference.
Did you see how she was talking to Black China? She was like, my last name is Hunter.
Yes.
And she was like, Hunter. Oh, okay. She was like, yeah, my last name's Hunter.
Yeah.
I'm like, that just came out of nowhere.
Like a lost type of person.
Right. Like
so bad.
Like I felt when I saw that clip, that's when I said, I'm not watching that movie. Yeah. I'm not watching the doc. I can't watch it. I'm just not. So
man, it's so much behind the scenes stuff in Hollywood situations that we would never be privy to. But it more is likely that somebody kind of got her hooked on something. Probably. Because she had already been doing her life for such a long time, her way. It wouldn't be like, oh, the drugs finally caught up with you. They would have got her ass back then.
In this documentary, how she loves cocaine.
Yes. You'd be surprised that a lot of those stars and rappers and that do.
It keeps them going.
Right. That's they upper to get it going.
It keeps them going, and that's what I heard. I heard a lot of them do that. So,
I have heard a lot of them do that, but it's more of a you can't keep this under wraps, but for so long type of situation. Like even though it's never been confirmed if Chris Brown is on the powder, I've seen him at events and stuff like that where his eyes are crazy, and it's probably the cocaine. You can only speculate, but these things would show throughout the history of their use. They're not something you could just keep together. Like even with Whitney Houston, when she was getting super skinny or her face was looking, a little bit different, you can see the signs of these things. So if Wendy Williams was, taken over by the drug, I feel like we would have seen this a long time ago and not just most recently.
The industry drug.
Definitely is.
Not marijuana. It is
cocaine. Look, let me tell you something. It's the industry drug. It's the professional
rich person drug. Yep.
Corporate America. Why? Because drug test, you can't detect it. The next day, that's gone.
Like Wall Street. Wall Street was full of cocaine.
Oh yeah,
full of cocaine.
The Wolf of Wall Street. That's my favorite movie.
I mean, I've never tried cocaine because I'm scared. I got an addictive personality and I don't want to be the one at the party. Where the stuff? You got it? Who got it? I don't want to be that girl. And I don't want it to take away all my fineness, because it do that. So I would never try it. But I've seen in any movie there is to see about the business, about, any business, about just life. That's the drug of choice. But I mean, maybe it's different strokes for different folks because there's people that could, I guess, do it their whole life and you would never know. And then there's people that definitely show up on real easy.
Yeah.
Right, real easy.
They say a lot of the rappers do it.
They do.
Marsha Brady wrote her biography book and her ass was in Wonderland in California, coked out of her mind for like half of that show. So... Right. And I would have never known that. I would have never known it because it didn't look like it to me. But, I was a kid. So what do I know? But, you just people had a look about them back in the day when they was on drugs. They super skinny. They just sweat a bunch, crazy shit.
Yeah, I had a friend who was on it. Yeah, I think the rappers, they probably.
But they more doing the lean. They mixing their shit.
Wayne don't come on stage until 4 a.m.
Baby, the lean, the weed, the pills.
He don't come on stage till 4 a.m.
I don't understand. Like, I don't know how they be doing that.
He didn't even show up.
Listen, I can't even operate like that. If I smoke this much reefer, I'm ready to lay down. I'm ready to lay down. All my ailments is ailing me, and I need to relax.
That's how I am with the liquor. Like, I can't drink much. Like the little drink I just had, that's enough for me.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh no, I could drink a lot of tequila. I could drink a whole bottle of tequila and I'm on go.
No, not me. 2 drinks is my max and my limit. After 2, you'll have to drive me home.
Man.
Ladies, I think I done reached my limit too because we about to run out of time.
This was a great conversation.
Yes, I love it. I have to have you guys back for another topic.
Yeah.
I just want to wrap it up. Let me know where you'd like to see the journey of women in hip hop go.
I don't see it reverting back. I don't see it reverting back to, more of a spoken word type of situation. I think it's only gonna get more gutter from here.
Unfortunately,
I don't really have a hope for where it should go. I think whatever happens with it is going to be an organic unfolding, and there's really nothing we're able to do about it. We're just going to have to eat shit and like it.
Change after that, and by the time the other kids come up, and 10 years from now.
But I don't feel like it's changed so much from when I was a kid, like from when Little Kim was first coming out. I feel like it's changed.
Yeah, I'm like,
I feel like it's changed, but in a way of just gotten more ratchet and more gutter and not really what rap should be about as far as lyricism. So I wish that if that's my hope for female hip hop, I hope that lyricism makes a comeback, that actual thinking and writing comes back as opposed to just saying anything.
But a little bit more, we need them to work together a little bit more. I need some concerts that got, the rappers, all my female. You're Rolling Louds and
they did do something like that. I think it was for Jam Rock or something like that. And that's where Cardi B was with, Remy and MC Lyte and Queen Latifah and all of that stuff. And that's when she was first coming up. So that was pretty good.
More though, with more so of the newer rappers, not the MC Lytes and Queen Latifah.
Probably never happened.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's what I was saying. Like, that's probably not going to happen with the newer, age rappers and stuff, but you never know, maybe put the
never know. We got this little damn come out and she gonna change some shit, ain't that right?
Let's hold and pray.
What up?
Hold your faith. Hold your family.
Right.
All right, ladies, tell them where they can reach you if they want to reach you. If they want to get in your DMs and see what you got going on and how
Don't
you
get in my
can
DMs.
Don't get in my DMs, baby.
Don't get in my DMs. Business only. Dizzle the Dime on Instagram.
You can visit me on
That's the
Instagram,
only
Trend
reason
1210.
I knew y'all was gonna say that.
It's about to cut us off. So it was beautiful, you guys. Much love.
Much love. Be
Good night.
safe. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.